Hey folks, it's good to see you. Today we're going to be talking about the most common brand fails. Now, I work with a lot of clients and I do a lot of designing for my clients, usually logos and marketing materials, but I also help them with their brand strategies. And over the years, I've found that there are 5 pretty much common errors that clients will make if they try to build a brand on their own without getting advice and expertise from professionals. So what I thought would be useful is to run through these 5 brand fails and let you know what to look out for and what you can fix. So the first thing is not having consistency with your brand. Having consistency is what helps people remember who you are and what you do. Now you can do this through visual imagery, photography, keeping the same color palette, using the same typography. If you chop and change that from one piece of marketing to the next, it makes it hard for people to remember who you are. Can they differentiate you from someone else? By keeping consistency in your visuals, it means that when someone catches a glimpse of something that you produce, they're more likely to recognize it more quickly. Now, it doesn't always have to just be visuals. You could come up with a tagline that people will use to remember your brand. I could say a couple of famous brand taglines that more than likely you're going to get an image in your head of who the brand is and what it is they do. So what about "I'm loving it," "Just do it," "The best a man can get"? These are all big brands that have made sure they have consistency when it comes to their marketing. "Just loving it," McDonald's. "Just do it," Nike. "The best a man can get," Gillette. So make sure that when you are producing your branding materials, that you have that consistency so that people can build up an image of you over time, and then they only need to see and hear little bits of your branding to engage their brain and remember who you are. So point number 2 kind of follows on from the no consistency side of things, and that is to use good design. There really is no excuse these days to not have good design in your branding. There are great free tools out there, ones that you can use even in your web browser. Tools like Canva. They're easy to use. You can save your logo and your brand color palette in the platform so that every time you go back it's there on hand. This will make sure that when you create things for like Instagram and Facebook, that everything's consistent. You're using the same logo every time. You're using the same color palette, the same typography. Today's audience is so visually sophisticated that if you start to use poorly created graphics, it's really going to turn them off. Point number 3, where a lot of brands fail, is not having a brand strategy. They jump in, get a logo designed, they have their product or their service, and they just go out there and just try to start selling it. You really need to have your strategy in place even before you have your logo designed, because your logo will be based around what it is that you want to do. What's your purpose? What's your mission? What are your values? What's your differentiating factor between someone else who sells a similar product? The brand strategy is really important. It's the glue that holds everything together and makes sure you keep focus in everything that you do when you're pushing your brand forward. What is it that you can do with your brand that makes people care? Why should people care about your brand and your product, your service, over anyone else's? That should be in your strategy too. Now, there's a whole lot can go into a brand strategy, and that's not what this video is about today. It's just to make you aware that if you don't have a brand strategy, then you're in trouble. Point number 4 is not researching your audience enough. A brand that is all things for all people ends up being nothing for anyone. That's a great quote right there, and something we should all live by when it comes to our brands. Today, people are much more segmented. They know exactly what they want. And so you need to target the segments that want what you have. By trying to sell to everyone, what you do is you spread your brand far too thinly, and then you really don't attract anyone. You go unnoticed. There's nothing different. Nobody cares. By zoning in on that segment of people that really want your product, and they're more likely to buy more quickly because they feel that you know them inside out and you're speaking directly to them. You're talking their language, and the thing that you offer has all the benefits that they're looking for. Point number 5 is not listening to your customers or your audience. Now, you may think that you're in total control of your brand, but your customers have quite a large say in what it is that you do and where your brand's going to go. After all, they're the ones that give you the money. If, for example, you want to move your brand into a new area, a new sub-brand, offering a new service or a product, you really need to check that it's something that your audience or customers are going to want, and not just something that you think is a good idea or you think they want. Thinking that someone wants something is not the same as knowing that they want something. You could spend an awful lot of time, effort, and money only for it all to be wasted just because you didn't do the research and ask your audience. If you're a brand that is known specifically for selling a certain product or offering a certain service, if you throw a curveball in there that your audience really aren't expecting, then you can probably expect the worst from that situation. A prime example of this is back in the 80s, Colgate decided that it would be a great idea to expand their product list and move into the realm of frozen foods. Now, most people, I'd say 99.9% of people, related Colgate to toothpaste. Nice, clean, minty toothpaste. So when Colgate decided to reveal that they were going to come out with these frozen meals, the first thing that people connected in their heads was minty and ready meals. It just doesn't work. Colgate really did not do the research by asking their audience, is this something that you would buy from us? Because the answer probably would have been no, because they think toothpaste and minty products for cleaning your teeth. So there you have it. That's 5 things that I've come across with a lot of business owners who are trying to build a brand. So if you can relate to any of the 5 things that I've mentioned today when it comes to your business, it's time to act. You're aware of it, get it sorted. Don't try and do it on your own if it's not your expertise. Seek out professional help, get some guidance, and then move forward from there. I hope you found this video useful today, folks. If you have, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I would love it if you could share this video to people that you think may find it useful as well. And until I see you next time, stay creative, folks.